Burkina Faso, nighttime and unannounced visit by the Director General of Customs to agents in the field. As the capital city of Ouagadougou settled into its nightly calm, far from the buzzing marketplaces and sun-drenched checkpoints, a different kind of mission was underway. A convoy of customs officials moved quietly through the city's outskirts under the cover of darkness, not to catch smugglers in the act, but to recognize, inspect, and reinforce the nation's new customs revolution. This wasn't a ceremonial inspection. It was an unannounced, hands-on visit led by the Director General of Customs himself. His destination? 3 key customs checkpoints that form the backbone of Burkina Faso's transit monitoring system. This visit marked a powerful signal that the nation's customs transformation isn't just a matter of policy. It is a living, breathing operation running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is about men and women who stand guard even in the most unforgiving conditions, protecting the arteries of the national economy. As goods stream into Burkina Faso through major corridors like Dakola, they are supposed to undergo formalities in designated internal customs offices like Waga Inter. But the process is more complex than it seems. The space between the border and these offices has long been the gray zone, where inefficiencies, oversight gaps, and even illicit activities could once flourish. Not anymore. With the rise in import activities and the implementation of Regulation 14, which mandates strict axle load limits on trucks, the number of vehicles crossing the border into Burkina Faso has dramatically increased. Importers, in their rush to comply, are moving goods more aggressively, leading to a temporary overflow of incoming freight. Faced with limited space at internal customs posts such as Waga Inter, officials had to improvise. The solution? Use parts of the bypass road to station vehicles temporarily, only those in transit and only under the watchful eye of customs officers. The Director General's nighttime visit to this very area was as much about supervision as it was about solidarity. He met with agents on duty who, despite the late hour and logistical difficulties, were maintaining full vigilance. These agents, often working in complete darkness with only torchlight and resolve to guide them, were seen checking documents, logging truck movements, and coordinating incoming cargo streams. These frontline workers are not just employees. They are economic soldiers ensuring that no shipment enters without being properly monitored. The presence of the Director General had a profound impact on the morale of these agents. One officer, speaking softly in the night, said that when high-ranking officials come to see the ground reality, it validates the hard work they put in. It motivates them to continue giving their best despite long hours, fatigue, and exposure to unpredictable road conditions. For many, this surprise visit was the first time they had interacted face-to-face with their top boss on site. It wasn't just a pat on the back, it was a show of trust and respect. The visit highlighted the strategic importance of the Transit Monitoring Bureau, which has become central to Burkina Faso's customs reform. Created to strengthen surveillance across transit corridors, this bureau operates checkpoints that monitor every truck that enters the country, especially from the Ghanaian border through Dakola. These checkpoints, including the one on the bypass road, operate continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are no holidays here. The work is constant, and the flow is relentless. The mission of the Transit Monitoring Bureau is to ensure that goods in transit do not deviate from their assigned routes, do not engage in unauthorized unloading, and reach the proper internal customs post for clearance. This is crucial because Burkina Faso is not only landlocked, it is also a key transit route for other landlocked countries such as Mali and Niger. The integrity of its customs network, therefore, impacts the region at large. The Director General used this opportunity to reiterate a broader national goal: revenue mobilization through strong customs management. In line with the vision of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso is taking bold steps to rely less on external funding and more on the wealth generated within its borders. Customs, as the gatekeeper of international trade, sits at the heart of this transformation. By ensuring that every container, every shipment, and every truck is properly processed, the nation can channel millions in revenue directly into development, without aid, without loans, without dependence. But there are challenges. Human resources remain stretched. There are not enough officers to manage the high volume of cargo arriving daily. On some days, up to 400 trucks can pass through a single checkpoint like Dakola. That's nearly 17 trucks per hour, day and night. Equipment, too, is limited. Basic needs such as mobile lighting, shelter, data systems, and vehicle scanners need upgrading. But even in the face of these difficulties, the customs agents are not complaining. They are adjusting, improvising, sacrificing, because they understand that what's at stake is not just tax compliance. It is national dignity. The Customs Administration, in partnership with various state agencies, is now building a multi-layered network of control. Apart from Dakola, other key checkpoints include Tanghin Dasuri, Butenga, Zari, and Bobo Dioulasso. Each of these is strategically located along Burkina Faso's main commercial arteries, ensuring goods are monitored at every key stage. Digital tracking systems are also being introduced to complement physical inspections. The idea is to close every loophole, stop revenue leakages, and guarantee that what comes in is recorded, taxed, and used to build schools, hospitals, and roads for the Burkina Faso people. The Director General reminded everyone present that vigilance must become a permanent culture. It cannot depend on whether supervisors are watching. It cannot waver based on weather, time of day, or personal fatigue. It must be ingrained in the national work ethic, and this vigilance extends beyond the agents in the field. Even those working from offices or remotely are now integrated into real-time data streams and response teams, ensuring that they can support their field colleagues at any moment. There is a renewed sense of mission within the customs ranks. The concept of economic patriotism is gaining ground. Field agents now see themselves not just as employees, but as guardians of public wealth. They are aware that their work directly contributes to Burkina Faso's ability to pay teachers, equip clinics, light rural schools, and maintain security operations. The more they collect, the more the nation builds. And the more the nation builds, the more it gains independence, not just in policy, but in dignity. By the time the visit ended, it was close to dawn. Trucks were still arriving, agents were still logging entries. Some were hunched over clipboards, others standing by cargo lights, checking seals. The Director General shook hands, spoke encouraging words, and left the site knowing that the system, though strained, was working. For the people of Burkina Faso watching this unfold, the message is simple but powerful. The road to transformation does not always start with massive construction projects or grand speeches. Sometimes it begins with quiet, determined actions in the middle of the night, with teams of public servants doing their job when no one is watching, with leaders showing up unannounced to see and support their troops. Burkina Faso's customs reform is not yet complete. There is still much to do. More training, better infrastructure, modern tools. But what has already been achieved is a change in mindset, the idea that public duty matters, that every CFA franc saved from leakage is a step closer to national sovereignty. That when people work with integrity, the nation rises. If you believe in this vision, if you believe that Africa's strength lies in the hands of its own people working together, then like this video so that others may see it. Share it with someone who doubts that change is possible. Subscribe to Voice of Africa for more inspiring stories that celebrate not just our leaders, but our workers, our systems, and our silent victories. Because this is how real change begins, not with noise, but with duty.